Another Earth was a good film, and a deep one. I'm not sure that I'd agree to the superlative most because there are a lot of good, deep films out there in the world. Just off the top go my head I'd suggest I Origins, Whale Rider, Princess Mononoke, Being John Malkovich, and even main-run movies like Contact, The Matrix and 2001. But I won't dispute the idea that Another Earth is well worth watching. I don't remember the idea of broken synchrony being mentioned in the movie. It would be nice to have a clip of it, but the point is simple enough. The two Earths are almost identical, they have followed almost the same development, down to the details of the lives of the people on each Earth. But they are not exactly the same, and that potential for difference is what gives the movie its spiritual and dramatic tension. I don't want to say more without spoiling the movie for others. The movie is about the power of self-knowledge. The heroine is a smart, highly educated young woman, but devoid of self-knowledge. The entire drama of the story is initiated when she begins to become self-aware, when the other Earth enters into her consciousness, shattering her successful but oblivious and self-possessed young self. At that moment, she has a fatal accident, killing an innocent woman and child, and ruining the life of the surviving father-husband. She goes to jail, where she is forced to brood upon her own ignorance, and what pain and suffering it brought to the world. At the final scene, we saw Rhoda of the other Earth visiting our Rhoda. She looked more confident and stylish, definitely different. She might or might not have met John on the other Earth. We don't know. We also don't know if the other family would accept a second John, whatever. But she was on a shuttle. That means the synchronicity was indeed broken, or else it would be John of the other Earth who came down to our Earth. But due to her character, she was still interested in seeing another our Earth and meet a different version of herself. The fact that people could have a conversation between the two Earths was the first proof that the synchronicity was broken at some point. So Rhoda of the other Earth either won the contest of the other world in a similar way if there was a contest and a shuttle, of course, or she could afford to buy or obtain the ticket in some other way as an MIT graduate astrophysicist. If she won the contest, she didn't win it with the same story, because she wasn't a convict like our Rhoda in her 500-word essay she wrote. She was a convict, etc. If the accident had happened on the other planet too, she would look like the Rhoda of our Earth, and she would have given his ticket to John anyway. Actually, we also don't know if there was a shuttle from the other Earth on the same day as well, or she traveled on our Earth's shuttle on the way back. Either way, she would be expected to pay for a ticket or deserve it in some way, I imagine. Anyway, she either talked to John and learned their story on our Earth, and she was curious to meet her other version, so she obtained a ticket, or she was already curious because of her character, and she was meant to meet her other version no matter what. Well, also, Rhoda wanted to go to the other Earth to meet another version of herself. When she sacrificed her ticket, she gave up her chance. But her other version came and visited her instead, so her dream came true after all. I definitely believe that there is no synchronicity between Earth 1 and 2. Why? Simply because there was a conversation, otherwise they will be asking the same questions at the same time. Note: we never knew if the two Earth 1 and 2 are in the same calendar date. This can be story changer, keep that toof aside for now. One thing that is calling out in the story: the Janator blinded himself and destroyed his hearing. Why? Because he is seeing and hearing himself. That mean that a Janator from Earth 2 is actually visiting Janator 1. And that mean Janator 2 is totally different mindset and have a different life. Thin difference between becoming millionaire and ending in prison. So in summary, Earth 1 and 2 lost synchronicity long time and are now completely different. Earth 2 have advanced technology for sending people very easily to Earth 1, otherwise how Rhoda 2 shows up without a shuttle landing on Earth 1. Also, sending people between the two worlds was not possible before being in proximity. Rhoda 2 did not kill John family in Earth 2. The way Rhoda 2 is dressed and look is different from Rhoda 1. John 1 will eventually meet his John, his family and also Rhoda 2, and he will explain to her the situation of Rhoda 1. This is why Rhoda 2 decided to come to EARTH 1. Brilliant storyteller. The director wants the audience to finish the story according to their mindset. If you want a harsh ending, you can choose that too.